Alright guys, Rich here from the RC Network and bringing you guys another upgrade item for my SCX10 trail honcho. Now, this item unfortunately didn't work, and I'm not one to do any type of negative reviews. I've never been that type of person, but I did want to bring this to you guys in all fairness that if you're considering it, you may want to consider my opinion on how it was installed in my application. Now, what this item is, this is the RC4WD drive CMS is the acronym for it, or Chassis Mounted Servo Bracket. I think they're calling it the Steering Servo Chassis Mounting Kit for the SCX10 Trail Honcho, Dingo, all those good guys. Part number ZS0303. Now, this thing retails for $40. Cheapest I could find it anywhere online. And it does include the following. It gives you this nice little bar that goes across the front bumper, or in front of the front bumper mount, I should say. Nice little etching right there, RC4WD drive. It gives you this other bracket right here that helps mount the servo. And then there's one other bar that I actually still have mounted on my truck because it was aluminum and it made sense. So I pulled this off. It also includes this other steering arm that allows for the higher mounted servo. Now, there's been some controversy on this that it causes bump steer, and what bump steer basically is that when you get full compression of your suspension, or if you hit a bump in this case, your wheels will slightly turn to one side or the other depending on which way you have your chassis mounted servo mounted. Now, I experienced this tremendously and ended up pulling it off because it just didn't make sense. Didn't make sense that every time that I hit a bump, my wheels would turn left. So I went ahead and I pulled it off. I left on one of the brackets because it was a metal piece or aluminum piece versus the plastic stock item, but I'm not going to end up using it because it just didn't work right. So I went in with the traditional axle mounted servo and went back to my original stock type application. So I wanted to pass that information on to you guys. If you're considering it, definitely research it to see if it'll work for your truck. In my case it didn't, but that's my case. To each his own. Anyways, wanted to bring that information to you guys. Any questions, throw it on down below. I'm more than willing to answer any questions or help guide you guys along as far as the chassis mounted servo kit. And that's it for now. Over and out, guys.